Hello, I'm Sean Holly with Boston Whaler. We're coming to you today from Boston Whaler's facility in Edgewater, Florida. And the purpose of this video is to teach you how to properly clean, maintain, and operate your Seacocks and strainers. Depending on how your boat is equipped, you could have anywhere from 1 to 3 strainers in the boat. The items that you would have equipped in your boat that would require you to have a strainer would be AC/freezer plates, generator, and Seakeeper, which is a gyroscopic stabilization device. The Seacocks and Seacock strainers are located in the bilge underneath the mechanical hatch. Here you can see the Seacocks. Notice the handle orientation. When the handles are in the horizontal position, this means that the Seacocks are closed. If that handle was in the vertical position, that means the Seacock would be open. It's a good practice to always close the Seacocks prior to removing your boat from the water, and this is for a couple different reasons. The first is for safety. If the Seacocks were to remain open and something happened to a fitting or component related to the system while you had it in dry rack, say you had some maintenance going on, somebody stepped on it and broke it. If that Seacock was open, when it came back to the water, upon entry to the water, it would immediately start leaking water into the bilge. And you wouldn't notice this till you actually came in to open it up. So keeping the Seacock closed allows you the opportunity to open the Seacock once you get in the boat and visually inspect the system to make sure you don't have any leaks. That way, if you had an issue, you could address it right away. The second reason to always close the Seacock before you remove the boat from the water is for the AC system. So if you were to leave the Seacock open, when they remove the boat from the water is going to drain out of the system. Now, when you put the boat back in the water is going to fill back into the system, but what you've probably created is an airlock in the water lines. What that's going to do is going to hinder your AC system from cooling properly, and it's not going to work. And the only way to overcome that is to actually get the boat up and run it on plane sometimes, but sometimes you physically have to force water through the hose to clear the air block. So if you just make it a practice of closing this before it comes out, opening it when it comes in, you will not have this issue. All right, let's move on to strainer maintenance. So this is the actual strainer. The basket for the strainer is inside. And in order to maintain this and clean this, you have to pull the cap off of the strainer. Before you do this, again, you want to make sure that the Seacock handle is closed in the horizontal position. Otherwise, a lot of water is going to start to come into the boat. So you're going to use a tool called a spanner wrench. You basically just insert this into the holes on the top of the lid, loosen it. Once you get it loose with the spanner wrench, you're able to turn it out by hand. Once this is free, you can see the tabs here to access the strainer basket. You just gently pull to remove that out. And you can look at the strainer and you can actually see some debris, some buildup inside the basket. So what you want to do is you want to clean this out. And the easiest way to do that is with a standard garden hose. So once you have the strainer basket out of the boat, you'll come to your water hose. And it's as simple as just allowing water to flow through the basket from the outside to the inside, kind of clearing out any of that mud, grass, and debris. You shake it out slightly to clear out any grass that may be hung up in there. Do a visual inspection to make sure that everything looks fine with the basket. We still have just a little bit more left in there, so we'll give it one more blast. Now, sometimes it will require you to grab a screwdriver or some tool of the like to remove anything that may be lodged in there, say a sea pod, chunk of grass, or anything like that. But once it's clean, you can now insert it back into the Seacock. So once your Seacock strainer basket is clean, you'll want to come back in, reinsert it into the strainer, and you'll want to make sure to line it up in a manner that it seats all the way down inside the strainer. You want to be sure that you get the strainer basket in and the top of the basket is below the threads of the top of the fitting. This will ensure that you can get the cap back in there, threaded down tightly for the seal to make contact so you're sure you don't have any leaks. Once you get this hand tightened, you'll grab your spanner wrench again, open it up, insert it into any of these two holes, and give it a slight turn. Now it's tight. Once you get that reinstalled, you're going to want to reach down and open the Seacock handle back up so you can do a visual inspection to make sure that you don't have any leaks. And this all appears to look very good. So that's how you maintain, operate your Seacock strainers and Seacock baskets. Please feel free to reach out to your local Boston Whaler authorized service provider if you have any further questions. Thank you for watching the video and have a great day.